Now we discuss dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So we already know that the differential amplifier consists two transistors Q1 and Q2 like this. Here I connect emitter terminals of the two transistors like this, connected together, and giving the negative supply through a resistor RE. The negative DC supply we are name it as minus VEE. In same way we are connected positive supply to the collector through resistor RC1 and one more resistor for collector terminal 2 for transistor Q2 is RC2. These two resistors were used for limiting purpose and these are connected in between plus VCC supply and transistors Q1 and Q2 like this. Now why this amplifier we are name it as dual input balanced output. So here we are giving two inputs. One is at base 1 terminal. So the input I am take it as V in 1. So here AC signal, that's why I am write it in small letters, V in 1 through R in 1. So this is one input, and another input we are giving R in 2 with AC source V in 2 grounded. If you observe that the DC supplies were name it with denoted with capital letters and AC supplies were denoted with small letters. So here I am giving one input at base 1 and another input at base 2. So we are giving two inputs, that's why we name it as dual input. And here we are taken the output in between two collector terminals B, C1 and C2, that's why we are name it as balanced output. This is the circuit diagram for dual input balanced output. Okay, now let us start the DC analysis of dual input balanced output. So for DC analysis we already know that the AC sources should be 0. The AC sources should be 0. So in our circuit we have two AC sources. One is V in 1 and other one is V in 2. So make it V in 1 is equal to 0 and V in 2 is equal to 0. Then redraw the circuit. So for DC analysis we are taking the same transistors as it is and we are considered the two DC sources as it is. So that is minus VEE. So this is connected through capital RE and one more DC source is plus VCC. So here I am consider RC1 is equal to RC2 is equal to RC. We already know that for differential amplifier the two transistors Q1 and Q2 R should be identical and RC1 collector resistances should be equal. So like this. And what about the input? Input we are make it to 0. So we are short circuited. So here we are consider V in 1 is equal to 0. Okay, so that's it. In same way in base 2 also where make it the input V in 2 is equal to 0. So it is a voltage source should be 0 means it will be short circuit. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram. Now make the currents flowing in the circuit. So here we have one supply and here we have the another supply. So this is positive supply and this one is negative supply. We already know that the current is always flows from higher potential to lower potential. Here plus VCC is the higher potential and minus VEE is lower potential. Therefore the current starts from plus V. So I am already told that the DC parameters were always represent with the capital letters. So I start from plus VCC. So here the current is flowing IC, and at C2 also the current flowing I am represented with I suffix C. The suffix C indicates that collector. Actually it is IC1 and it is IC2, but both the collector resistors are same and both the transistors are identical. Therefore the current drawn by these two terminals are the same. Okay, that's why I'm considered as IC and IC. In same way here I am considered as this current as IB1 at base terminal 1 and this current as IB2. So sorry, this is DC current, so I am represented with capital IB, so IB1 and IB2, otherwise simply IB and IB. And same way here also we are getting the same currents. So this current is IE and this current is also IE. So IE is coming here and here. Here we have the junction, therefore these two currents are combined here and the current flowing through RE is to IE. So now we are getting the currents passing through the circuit due to these two DC supplies. Okay. Now write the input KVL. Input KVL. Input KVL to find ICQ. Okay, so input KVL. So here already Vin1 is 0. So I start with here because here it is a lower potential. So compared to negative supply, ground is higher potential. I start from here. So Vin1 minus R in 1, the current flowing through R in 1 is IB1, so IB1 minus, what is this one, the base to emitter voltage, the voltage across the base emitter junction, that is minus VBE. And next here the current drop across RE is RE into 2IE. Here we have, instead of ground, here we have negative supply, so minus of minus VE is equal to 0. So simplify this equation, minus R in 1 IB1 minus VBE minus RE to RE IE, minus of plus minus, it becomes plus VEE is equal to 0. This I am rewritten as VEE minus VBE. Take it these two terms into right hand side, then it becomes minus 2RE IE becomes plus 2RE IE, and this minus becomes plus R in 1 IB1. So now we are getting the equation like this, but R in 1 is very small, so IB we can written as, we know that in CE configuration IB is nothing but IC by beta. So this is nothing but IC is approximately equal to IE, so this is approximately equal to IE by beta. So the above equation we can written as VEE minus VBE is equal to 2RE IE plus R in 1. So instead of IB1 we substitute IE1 by IB. IE1 is nothing but IE only, IE by beta. So we are getting R in by beta. So here this R in by beta value is very small as compared to RE. Therefore this term is neglected. So now what we are getting, VEE minus VBE is equal to only 2RE IE. Why? Because R in 1 IEB. So IE same, R in Y beta is very small compared to 2RE. Therefore, we are neglect this term. We are getting only VEE minus VBE is equal to 2RE IE. Let it be, this is equation 1. So here from this equation we are derive the expression for IE, that is VEE minus VBE divide by 2RE. So IE is nothing but IC only. So we are getting ICQ value. We are getting ICQ value as VEE minus VBE divided by 2RE. So this is a equation for ICQ. In same way, for getting VCEQ value, write the output KVL. Output KVL. So what is output KVL? Take the diagram and write it down, the output KVL. So first output KVL, we can take it from here to here or here to here. Why? Because the two transistors are identical, all the resistors are same. Therefore we can take output KVL like this or like this. So I take through Q1, then output KVL we are getting like this. Output KVL we are getting like this. So take this, write the output KVL from this circuit. So VCC is equal to ICRC plus VCEQ. So here instead of VCC minus ICRC minus VCEQ minus VERE minus of minus VEE, I am taking VCC is equal to, so all this becomes plus sign now. Okay, VCC is equal to the drop across collector resistor, that is ICRC, and then the drop across collector to emitter voltage, that is VCE, and then drop across RE, that is RE into 2IE, then the drop at negative supply, so that is minus of minus, so plus VE into minus VE. So this is the equation for output KVL. Simplify this equation. VCC is equal to ICRC plus VCE minus, so what is 2IE RE value from equation 1? From equation 1, 2RE IE value is VEE minus VBE, and this is plus VEE. So what we are getting now? So this is plus VEE, sorry, plus into minus, minus, this is minus VEE. Therefore minus VEE plus VEE get cancelled. We are getting VCC is equal to ICRC plus VCE minus VBE. So we require VCE. So VCE at operating point, VCEQ is given by VCC. So this term take it in left hand side, then it becomes minus RC, and this is also in left hand side, then it becomes plus VBE. So this is the expression for VCEQ. So from DC analysis, we are finding the operating point, that is ICEQ. What is ICEQ? We are getting ICEQ is VEE minus VBE by 2RE. Next, similarly, what is VCEQ? We are getting VCEQ is equal to VCC minus ICRC plus VBE. So these are the two equations we are getting. So one is for ICQ and another one is VCEQ. So from DC analysis we are finding the operating point. Up to now we are seeing the DC analysis of dual input balanced output differential amplifier. Now let us move to AC analysis of dual input balanced output differential amplifier. In AC analysis, we need to make the DC sources should be 0. Here we have two DC sources. One is plus VCC and other one is minus VEE. So plus VCC should be 0 and minus VEE should be 0. Voltage sources should be 0 means it should be grounded. So plus VCC and minus VEE should be grounded. Let's redraw the circuit for AC analysis. So for AC analysis, DC sources should be 0 and that is plus VCC equal to 0 minus VEE is equal to 0. Just see the circuit. So we have two resistors at C1 and C2. At collector terminals we have the resistors. The resistors I am draw the same as this. So this is RC, and at the collector 2 also we have a resistor RC connected together and make it ground. Why? Because plus VCC is equal to 0. In same way at the emitter terminals, E1 and E2 are tied together, we have the resistor RE. So same way draw here, we have two resistor RE and make it ground. Okay, and for AC analysis we are applying the AC supplies. So at base 1 we are getting the AC supply as V in 1, R in 1 ground, and at base 2 we are getting one more AC supply R into V into. So this is the circuit diagram for AC analysis of dual input balanced output. The output we are considered in between C1 and C2, balanced output circuit. So now to analyze this circuit, we replace this transistor with its equivalent circuit. The same circuit we drawn, and we replace the Q1 and Q2 with its equivalent circuit. The equivalent circuit at the low frequencies were replaced with the small signal model. In transistors we have two types of small signal models. One is H parameter model and other one is RE model. Here we are using the RE model. So first I will draw the RE model of transistor. So in RE model we have the three terminals same as this: emitter, base, collector, and one more common terminal. Okay, so in RE model, from base to common terminal there is no component, and from collector to common terminal, we have a current source. That current source is beta times IB. So the same thing we represented as HFE times IB. Okay, I am already told that in AC analysis we represent all the currents and voltages in small letters. Okay, in same way in emitter to common terminal we have a resistor RE. So this is the RE model of transistor. From emitter to common terminal we have the resistor RE. From base to common, short circuited. From collector to common terminal it is a current source beta times IB. So the current flowing from IB terminal is base terminal is IB, and the current flowing at emitter terminal is IE. The current flowing at collector terminal is IC. Always IE is sum of the IB and IC. Therefore the arrow marks for IB and IC I am taking inwards. Therefore for IE we are taking outward. Okay, always remember that in transistor IE is sum of collector current and base current. So this is the equivalent RE model of transistor. Now we are getting AC equivalent circuit of the AC analysis circuit for the dual input balanced output. Now we need to draw the AC equivalent, small signal equivalent circuit for the above diagram. Okay, so I take here emitter, two emitter terminals are common. Therefore, the first I start with emitter terminals. Let it be the terminals E1 and E2, both are short circuited. So from E1 and E2 we have a resistor to ground. So we have a resistor from E1 and E2 to ground. I take this resistor same as it is and make it ground. So this is the circuit. Now what is the second terminus? Base. So base, from base to for base we are connecting the input IN1. So I consider the base terminal here, base terminal. So I connected R-in-1 and I connected R-in-1 and V-in-1. Then make it ground. Okay, so this is the base 1 terminal. Now I move from collector. So first I draw the circuit for Q1, then I move on to Q2. So for Q1, the collector, at the collector terminal we have a resistor to ground. So at collector terminal C1 we have a resistor to ground. So this resistor is RC. Okay, in same way go for Q2 circuit. So Q2 circuit, already emitter is over. Next from base we are connecting input V into. So from base we are connecting input. So this is R into and V into, that is also grounded. So here V into is connected in between base terminal and ground terminal. So that one, so this base terminal I am take it as B2. Next one, from C2 we have one more resistor RC and that is connected to ground. So from C2, so here I am considered the C2. So from here we have the resistor RC and it is also grounded. It is also grounded. Now with the total circuit we redrawn like this, and now we have placed the RE equivalent circuit. RE equivalent circuit of these transistors Q1 and Q2. So what is the RE equivalent circuit for these transistors? So RE equivalent circuit. So consider a common point here. So here also I am taking at base. So first from base to common point. So from base to common point there is no component. So from base to common point there is no component. So short circuited. Next from emitter to common point we have a resistor RE. So from emitter to common point. So this is emitter terminal, this is common point. This is common point. So we have a resistor RE. And in same way, next one, from collector to common point we have a current source beta times IB. From collector to common point we have a current source. What is the value of this current source? Beta times IB. So this is all are related to Q1 transistor. So the base current I am represented as IB1. In same way draw for second transistor. So the base is short circuited to common terminal. The base terminal is short circuited to common terminal and the emitter is connected to common point through a resistor RE. The emitter terminal is connected with a resistor RE to the common point. This is common point. Then the collector is connected to common point through current source. So thus I will take this current source, and the value of current source is beta times IB. Beta times IB. So here it is represents the transistor Q2. So I take the current as IB2. So this is the AC equivalent circuit. So this is the AC equivalent circuit for dual input, balanced output, differential amplifier. Okay, now we are getting the AC equivalent circuit. Now take the currents. So here we have the source, therefore the current is flowing like this. At base terminal the current were represented with IB1, and then so here we are getting IC current like this. So we are getting, this is IC1, and IC1 and IB1 combined at this point, and we are getting current here is IE1. In same way, due to source Vin2, we are getting the base current as IB2. And next here we have the current source. So this current source is nothing but IC2, and these two are combined at this junction, and the current is flowing in emitter terminal as IE2. Now IE1 and IE2 are combined here. So these currents are flowing through RE. This is IE1 plus IE2. So here we have two different AC sources. Therefore, due to Vn1, the current flowing at emitter terminal is IE1. Here, due to Vn2, the current flowing at emitter terminal is IE2. Therefore, the current flowing through RE, capital RE, is IE1 plus IE2. This is the equivalent circuit, AC equivalent circuit, and its currents of dual input balanced differential amplifier. First, find the values of IE1 and IE2, then we can find the differential voltage gain. Now let us start how to find IE1 and IE2. For finding IE1 and IE2 values, here I am considered two loops. So first one is due to Vn1, that is loop 1, and due to Vn2 I am considered as loop 2. Okay, so the first loop is from Vn1, the second loop is from Vn2. Okay, so let us write the KVL for loop 1. So for loop 1, what is the equation? Vn1 minus the current, the drop across R in 1. So the drop across R in 1 is nothing but resistance into current. The current flowing through R in 1 is IB1. So the drop is given by R in 1 into IB1 minus, here what is the drop across RE? The drop across RE is RE into the current flowing through it is IE1. Next one, the current is flowing like this. What is this one? The drop across capital RE. What is the drop across capital RE? RE into IE1 plus IE2 is equal to 0. So now we are getting the equation as V in 1 minus R in 1 IB minus RE IE1 minus RE into IE1 plus IE2 is equal to 0. I once again repeat it. So here V in 1 is the source, that is equal to the drop across R in 1 plus the drop across RE plus the drop across capital RE. So the same equation I write, the source potential is equal to the drop at the R in 1, that is R in 1 IB1 plus the drop across RE into IB1 plus the drop across capital RE, that is RE into IE1. So this one I split it into two terms, RE into IE2. So in same way so now write it this one as simple. So V in 1 is equal to R in 1 IB1 plus take IE1 common, then it becomes small re plus capital Re into IE1 plus Re into IE2. So here R in value is small and IB value we already know that it is very small as compared to IE. Why? Because IE is in terms of milliamperes, IB is in terms of microamperes. So neglect these terms. Neglect these terms. Okay, then V in 1 then V in 1 becomes Re capital Re into IE1 plus Re into IE2. So let it be, this is equation 2. Okay, in same way apply the KVL for second loop. Loop 2. Then V in 2 is equal to, so then we are getting V in 2 is equal to the drop across R into plus the drop across Re plus the drop across capital Re. So V into is equal to the drop across R into is very small as compared to the drop across Re and capital Re. Therefore I neglect this R into here itself. Then we are getting the simplified equation as the drop across small Re from the diagram is given by Re into IE2 plus the drop across capital Re is given by Re into IE1 plus IE2. So let it be, this is equation 3. So if you understand this equation, it is very easy to write the equation for V into. So from 2 and 3, write it these two equations in matrix form. Then what is the expression we are getting? So this third equation I am rewritten as, take IE2 common here, then this equation becomes Re IE1 plus Re plus small capital Re into IE2. So this is equation number 3. So write it, this is in matrix form. In matrix form. So how can you get the voltages? So V in 1 and V in 2 is equal to V in 1 and V in 2 is equal to, so first write the IE1 terms. IE1 terms are IE1 terms. In equation 2, what is IE1 terms? In equation 2, what is IE1 terms? Re plus capital Re. So write it down. Re plus capital Re. Then IE2 terms capital Re. In same way, in second equation, IE1 term is capital Re only. IE2 terms is Re plus capital R into IE1 and IE2. Okay, so now we are getting the equation in matrix form. Now solve the IE1 and IE2. Okay, let us write the equation for IE1. IE1 is equal to IE1 is equal to, so replace first column with V in 1 and V in 2. Find the determinant, divide by determinant of the original matrix. So then we are getting this equation like this. Now find the determinant of this equation. IE1 is equal to V in 1, the first V in 1 into Re plus capital Re minus next these two terms V into Re divided by denominator Re plus capital Re into capital Re, that becomes Re into capital Re whole square minus Re into Re square. Now simplify this equation. Okay, so IE1 is equal to V in 1 into small Re into capital Re minus V into Re divided by, so this denominator term becomes Re plus capital Re whole square, that is nothing but small Re square plus capital Re square plus 2 into small Re into capital Re minus RE square. Minus RE square plus RE square get cancelled. We are getting IE1 as V in 1 into RE plus capital RE minus V into capital RE divided by RE square plus 2RE capital RE. Let it be equation number 5. Next, similarly do for IE2. So what is the equation for IE2? So here we have the IE2. So in IE2, replace this column with V in 1 and V in 2. That is the numerator determinant. Okay, so we are getting the numerator determinant as, so IE2 is equal to determinant of, so first column same as it is, RE plus RE divided by RE. The second column is replaced with V in 1 and V in 2 and the denominator is same. So then we are getting IE2. Then we are getting IE2 is equal to, so numerator is V in 2 into RE plus capital RE minus V in 1 into RE. So this determinant we already simplified. What is that? RE square plus 2RE into RE. So let it be equation number 6. So we are getting two equations, IE1 and IE2. IE1 equation 5 gives the IE1 value, equation 6 gives the IE2 value. Now let us find the output voltage. So how can you find the output voltage? From the circuit we already know that the output voltage is nothing but the difference between the voltages at the collector terminals. We can take VC1 minus VC2 or VC2 minus VC1. So what is VC1 here? VC1 is nothing but the voltage at collector terminal 1 or the voltage across the collector terminal 1. So from this diagram, what is VC1 here? VC1 is nothing but the voltage across the collector terminal. So this one gives the VC1. In the same way here VC2, the voltage across the collector terminal, that gives the VC2 value. Okay, so now VC1 value is nothing but the collector resistance into the current passing through the collector resistor, that is IC1. But here IC1 is flows from ground to collector terminal, but the voltage is we are measuring from collector terminal to ground. So it is both are in opposite direction. So generally the current flowing is in higher potential to lower potential, but here the current flowing is from lower potential to higher potential. Therefore VC1 becomes RC into minus IC1. So VC1 becomes RC into minus IC1 minus VC2. VC2 is nothing but the voltage drop across the RC. Here also the current is flowing from downwards to upwards, but the voltage we are measuring from collector terminal to ground. So the current is flowing from lower potential to higher potential. Therefore we are getting VC2 is also RC into minus IC2 So we are getting the equation as RC into minus IC2. So this I am write it as minus IC1 RC minus plus IC2 RC. Take RC common, then it becomes RC into IC2 minus IC1. But we know that the collector current is nothing but the approximately equal to emitter current. Therefore V0 becomes RC into IC2 means IE2 minus IC1 means IE1. Now substitute equation 5 and 6 here. So then we are getting, so V0 is equal to RC into equation I2 is getting from the equation 6 here. So same as it is, write it down. V into RE plus capital RE minus V in 1 into RE divided by RE square plus 2RE RE. In same way, what is the equation for IE1 from equation 5? From equation 5, IE1 is nothing but equation from IE1 is nothing but V in 1 into RE plus RE minus V into y. Denominator term is same. So V in 1 into RE plus RE minus V into RE divided by RE square plus 2RE RE. Simplify the equation, then we are getting RC. The denominator term is both the terms same, RE square 2RE into RE. So numerator, combine the numerator, V into, so here also we have RE plus RE, here also RE plus RE. So we take RE plus capital RE common, then it becomes V into minus V in 1. V into minus V in 1 into RE plus capital RE minus, here we have minus V in 1, here we have minus V into, but both the terms having multiplication factor as RE. So I take RE common, then it becomes, so let it take the plus, minus of minus it becomes plus. So if you take RE common, then it becomes V into minus V in 1. So if you observe that the numerator term consists V into minus V in 1, V into minus V in 1. Again take the V into minus V in 1 common, then it becomes RE plus RE plus RE into V into minus V in 1. So V into minus V in 1 taken common, then it becomes RE plus RE plus RE divided by RE square plus 2RE into RE. So the numerator term now it becomes RC into small re plus capital 2RE into V into minus V in 1 divided by RE square plus 2RE into RE. So here RE is very small compared to 2RE. Here RE square value is very small compared to 2RE. So RE value is very small compared to 2RE, and RE square is very small compared to 2RE RE. Therefore neglect this RE term, and in denominator neglect this RE square term. So now what is V0? So now I go for differential voltage gain. What is the differential voltage gain? So differential voltage gain is nothing but, it is denoted as, voltage gain is denoted as sub A, and differential we are denoted with suffix D. AD is equal to V0 by VID. So V0, VID is nothing but difference in the input voltages. The difference in the input voltages. What we are getting, the difference in input voltages here, V into minus V in 1. So this here I am take it as V into minus V in 1. So V into minus V in 1. Okay, now what is the voltage equation here? So we are getting V0 is equal to this equation. Okay, so take this one into denominator side, then the equation becomes this one. So first write the V0 is equal to write first this simplified equation. V0 is equal to RC into, so in numerator we are neglecting the RE term, so it becomes 2RE, and V into minus V in 1 is nothing but VID divide by, in denominator term neglect the RE square value, so it becomes 2RE into capital R. So RE get cancelled, 2 get cancelled. Now we are getting AD is equal to V0 by VID is equal to RC by RE. So this is the differential voltage gain of the dual input balanced output differential amplifier. Now we need to find the differential amplifier input impedance, that is RI of the circuit. Once again go to circuit. So here we have the circuit. We can find RI at the input V in 1, otherwise at input V in 2. So I find the RI at the input V in 1. So what is RI now? Input voltage divided by the input current. What is input current? IB1. So RI is nothing but input voltage V in 1 divided by input current IB1. So but we can't, it doesn't have the equation for IB1. We have the equation in terms of IEs only. Therefore first write the IB1 in terms of IE. So we already know that in common emitter configuration IB1 is given by IC1 divided by beta. IC1 is approximately equal to IE1, so IE1 by beta. So I write it RI as V in 1 by IB1 as IE1 by beta. By beta I write it as into beta in numerator. So we are getting the expression for RI now. Now substitute IE1 value here from equation 5. IE1 is equal to V in 1 into RE plus capital RE minus V into RE divided by RE square plus 2RE into RE. So now simplify this equation. So here while finding RI value, we make sure that the input voltage of the second source should be equal to 0. So here V into should be equal to 0. V into should be equal to 0. Then we are finding the input impedance due to first source. So now V into make it 0. Therefore this term becomes 0. Then simplify this equation. RI is equal to V in 1 beta. Take this into numerator. Then RE square in plus 2RE into RE divided by V in 1 into RE plus capital RE. Here this term becomes 0 because V into is equal to 0. So V in get cancelled. We are getting RI is equal to beta into RE square plus 2RE RE divided by RE plus RE. But again here RE is very small compared to capital RE. RE square is very small compared to RE. So we are neglecting RE square, small RE. So then the equation becomes RI is equal to beta into, in numerator we are getting only 2RE capital RE divided by, in denominator we are having only RE. So RE get cancelled. So the input impedance we are getting as 2 beta into RE. So this is the expression for input impedance of the differential amplifier. Okay, so output impedance, we no need to find the output impedance expression. Why? Because in between output terminal and ground we have only one resistance value. So output impedance is nothing but R01 or R02 at transistor Q1 or at transistor Q2 is simply nothing but RC only. So no need to find. That's it.